welcome back to episode 3 of the turbo kit for the RSX.
Piece of junk.
Exactly. As you can see, my boy John, he's cranking off the turbo. We finally got the drain. We're gonna slap that on. We got the regulator, a couple more parts. If you guys didn't check out last episode, definitely go recommend checking that out. Basically, we got the fuel pump taken care of, a couple of little ins and outs done with the intercooler. We're just still trying to get that figured out, but we're gonna get the turbo off, the drain on there, and whatever else we can get to in this episode. All right, so as you can see, we got the turbo off. Yeah, this isn't gonna be the first mistake or the last mistake I make with this turbo kit. I'm just kind of buying this thing piece by piece. And as you can see, the drain is a cheap eBay drain that does not work. So I'll have to get another one of those. So since the drain was a no-go, we're gonna install this eBay fuel regulator. It's a little rusty right in there, but we're thinking somewhere down in there. We got the line going to the fuel tank back to here. We're gonna try to get this mounted up. You can't really see it, but cheap little eBay guy. We'll see how she works. So we got the fuel regulator on. As you can see, it's just an eBay one. So the whole goal is to route the fuel return with the fuel main line right around the motor mount up to this spot right there, and then it's gonna loop around up to the fuel rail. Yeah, so we got that mounted. In the comments, I guess, rate 1 out of 10 what you guys think of that placement. Should I move it? Y'all rocking with it? I don't know, we'll see. I guess our next thing is we're gonna get the intake manifold back on. I did get a 45 coupler eBay one. I'll link it in the description. But yeah, I got something else for there because I did mess up the first one that I got. Cut it a little too short. So I'm not gonna lie, everything right now kind of looks like a mess. We did just get the intake manifold on, as well as we did put this coupler on. I don't know, I'm gonna let John kind of mess around with that. But all right, so it's the next day and we actually did get that new oil drain fitting. It fits, so that should work just fine. So I'm gonna install that real quick. We also did get some more hose for the boost lines and stuff like that for the boost gauges, and that'll probably be the next thing we end up installing. So yeah, I'm gonna put the oil drain on and then we'll go from there. Got the battery mounted in the trunk with some self taps. Just a cheap eBay tray, but it doesn't seem like it should go anywhere. We got the quick connect in back there. I don't know if you can see it for the hard line for the fuel. So now we can start running some of those fuel lines. All right, so you guys seen us do the oil drain on the turbo. Now we got the 10AN line fitting, routed and ready to go. So we are continuing the fuel feed line. We got the 6AN line running up to the fuel rail right now. We're not gonna have the fuel rail in just yet. We're still waiting on the injectors, but once we get those, we'll get that all situated. But just trying to mock some things up for now, so that way we kind of know what and where everything's gonna go. So we're getting the boost controller on and we're doing all the air lines for the boost controller and the wastegate. And then we did notice right behind the wastegate, as you can see, he's taking off a little neck, and we did miss that. We're just gonna have to plug that up and make sure that's all good to go. So
So I got this custom 3D printed gauge pod from Car Deluxe. I'm gonna be installing it right here on my dash in that vent hole. I got the AEM AFR with just a cheap eBay boost gauge. But yeah, it seems like it fits good. We got all the wires ran through the dash, so we just gotta wire it up. So for the power wire, I just did add a fuse underneath the dash in the fuse box. Alright, so while they're doing some minor things to John's car, I did route this power cable going all the way back to the trunk. As you can see, I got it routed all the way through. I haven't routed it underneath all the trim and all that stuff, but my whole goal is to run that back to the battery. And yeah, basically I'm just going to take my original power, just get those two wires, and then I'm gonna do a 2-to-1 connection, run that all the way back to the battery using this. Otherwise, stay tuned for the next episode. It's been a good one.